And it's raising a lot of eyebrows here at Yuma Sector Border Patrol. And the port director says you can expect this same technology next at the Port of Nogales. This comes after a jury found him guilty on 4 rape charges. The eyes of the American people, border officials, Washington, even Mexico, their eyes are on this trip. Dashboard retains the most heat. They're sitting at about 120 degrees. You can see behind me just the massive flames engulfing right now. It's a brush fire. The schools in our county. So let's take a look at perhaps one school in our region. Getting behind the wheel at early hours in the morning, and they're also on the road for up to 11 hours a day. The best features of Get Air Yuma here at the trampoline park is this challenge course type thing. Good evening, Mark. Now those 2 different armed robberies happened on the same night within an hour of each other. Officer Sabino Cesedo will not face criminal charges. Full Smiles, along with its management company Benevis, will have to pay nearly $24 million. This morning, one woman claims a local store has been without air conditioning for weeks now. She spoke with News 11 about what she saw and how she's trying to help the employees and customers keep cool. Marissa Cruz has lived in Yuma for 16 years, and anytime she needs arts and crafts, she heads to Michael's. She knows how hot it can get in Yuma, so her last visit to the store was off.
It was really hot in there, and my son, he's asthmatic, and he's like, the flowers, this is bothering me.
Cruz visited the store Sunday when she asked an employee if the air conditioning was off.
It was just like sweat coming down, and she's just like, yes. The air's been done for 2 weeks.
Cruz says the employees can't speak out or leave because they need the job. So she called and called and called every day since she visited.
Supposedly that they were going to have water coolers, and there was no water coolers. I called yesterday to the Michael's, and they told me, no, there's no water coolers here. News 11 reached out to Michael's corporate office to see if they were aware of the problem and to see what they were doing to fix it.
Thank you for calling Michael's. You've reached the public relations line. I'm sorry we are unable to take your call at the moment.
But attempts to reach Michael's, even through Twitter, have been unsuccessful. Cruz says the whole situation is sad.
Michael's is a big chain, and they should have it fixed, regardless if it's an old building or not.
Now, we also reached out to the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. They say excessive exposure to heat in a workplace can cause heat-related illness and heat stroke. OSHA says if you think employees are at risk, to file a complaint with them. Ivany. Today, former police veteran Jared Elkins returned to the same courtroom where just 3 months ago a San Diego jury convicted him on 4 rape charges. After the reading of that verdict, he was placed immediately into custody without bail, and today he learned he'll spend an additional 20 years behind bars. Friday, in a San Diego courtroom, former Yuma cop Jared Elkins, in a blue jumpsuit and cuffs, learned his fate.
It is the judgment of this court that probation be denied and Mr. Elkins be committed to the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation for the determined term of 20 years.
After the sentencing, a sigh of relief from the victim's family. After the victim and her parents addressed the court one last time about the impact this crime has had on their family.
Instead of studying for the LSAT and applying for law schools in the fall like I had planned, my career has turned into me trying to regain my confidence.
When she walks into a room, it is definitely brighter. However, that light has been extinguished and it's been replaced with fear, distrust, and deep sadness.
Elkins' attorney asked the court to also consider the impact on Elkins' life.
It can and should consider how it will affect Mr. Elkins, who in the course of 2 months had only seen light, had only been outside for no more than 2 hours.
In court, the defense passed on an opportunity to let Elkins' supporters speak. Instead, the defense previously submitted supportive letters to the judge about Elkins' character.
Nothing in the letters that were written on his behalf, some of which I shared with the court. Those are but a fraction of the letters, a pile of them, but a representative fraction of people who know Mr. Elkins well beyond what occurred on the date of September 14th and 15th.
3 months ago, Elkins was found guilty of sex crimes after the victim said he forced her to have sex with him back in September 2017.
While he spent well over a year and a half innocent until proven guilty, I hid indoors, guilty until proven innocent.
Friday, this case coming to an end for now as Elkins heads to prison and the victim and her family hoping they can move on. Definitely an emotional day for both sides of the council. Now, the judge did tell Elkins he does have the opportunity to appeal if he chooses to. He just has a 60-day deadline. Reporting in San Diego, Blake Keller, News 11. Breaking news coming into our newsroom. President Donald Trump says he plans to end the constitutional right to citizenship. Developing this morning, first, a major port of entry from Mexico to the U.S. was temporarily shut down Sunday. Well, hundreds of migrants are being released into Texas towns every day. While Governor Doug Ducey is expected to be in Yuma later today, Yuma police are still looking for the arsonist responsible for setting the Mesa Heights apartment complex ablaze. 2 is your time. People in Arizona are remembering and honoring the life of Senator John McCain, who passed away Saturday at the age of 81. Good evening. Thanks for tuning in to News 11 tonight. I'm Blake Keller. You said this morning, even when we were walking in, ooh, it's a little bit chillier than usual. Holiday eating makes your belly feel like a bowl full of jelly. You're going to want to listen up. Police are still searching for a woman who fled the scene after they hit a Yuma teenager attempting to cross the street. 6:05 is your time. Yuma Sector Border Patrol agents arrested a United States citizen after he's suspected of smuggling 3 undocumented immigrants. Heads up for parents with new teen drivers. A new law goes into effect July 1st that restricts the use of a cell phone behind the wheel. It has increased significantly in recent years. It is the 4th species, followed by Arizona wildlife officials on a live cam. Arizona ranked 5th in the nation for the number of immigration laws enacted over the past decade. Arizona's governor is making sure our first responders are getting the help they need when it comes to their mental health. And of course, you can get into the holiday spirit with a few library events. One Arizona man's latest app on the iPhone will let you secretly record law enforcement, but those temperatures will jump up to the triple digits around noon today. They ate almost 1.6 million pounds of Skittles. I'd probably eat that in a year. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone. Have a great day.